live from our Bohemian houseboat. It's the Vocal Minority Podcast.
I'm getting seasick.
Lean over the side. The side, not the... Mark.
It's kind of like Life of Pi. There's a tiger in the boat as well.
Raise your voice.
But he's wearing a tux. He looks so good. How can we be upset?
Yeah.
Is the tiger being treated well?
Well,
I mean, have you seen what he's wearing?
I don't know. Tuxes can be really restrictive. I wouldn't want that to be inhumane.
Fair.
would that be in feline?
Good point.
He's a croupier at night.
Well, how do you think we can afford the houseboat? We're living off the tips.
Pardon?
I feel. Yeah, I know.
All right, this is gone off the rails.
Feline reference. I hope that translates well. It's in the running for the show title. So
there was no space between the N and the F.
I know.
Hey man,
it's all one word, people. One word.
I'm just living off the tips.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast, the podcast that had attendance at not one but two matches this weekend. That's right, two. We love the feet. We actually go to games.
You're welcome.
So there. We're not just couch potatoes. On this week's show, we look back at TFC's latest draw, review the Campiel opening weekend. Ooh. Look ahead to this week's Voyageurs Cup opening round. Excitement. Say farewell to an infamous player and more. And now to this week's panel. He did the double. Welcome to Duncan Double D Fletcher.
Woo! Yes. Move over, Rocket Robin. There's a new football match attending obsessive in town. It's me.
That'll last a game, but
Double D, eh?
But he gets to live off that for at least a couple weeks now. So
or whenever the league, I think League One kicked off. So
yeah,
I don't think there was any way he could have done triple.
I think by Wednesday you'll lose it, Duncan. To be honest,
but for now, live in your glory.
For now,
all you, baby, all you.
As far as the Double D goes, I mean, I only got to see probably about not even 3/4 of the TFC game. So one of them.
But it was more than half.
Yeah, one of them is definitely smaller than the other one, though. That's where I'm going with that.
You know what? It's always a little bit off sizing, trust me. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Duncan, as long as you fit in the champagne glass, you're good with us.
Only supporting his home team. Say hello to Mark Hinckley.
I mean, there's no team in Burlington, Kristin. Let's be honest. But I did.
On team.
Is there not a League One Ontario team in Burlington?
I don't know
Mark?
when they kick off. Honestly,
you just said it kicked off this weekend, so
I don't know when they kick off.
Man,
I
take back your accolade.
Look, I only found out that the League One was kicking off because before the Forge game, which I went to, was the Hamilton United's first game of the season at 12 o'clock. So Duncan could have done the treble, which would have been insane.
That would be
triple D, like
D.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Exactly like Total Recall. That's the plot. That's the total plot.
Oh, no.
The one I saw, I think. But happy to be here, I think.
Come on.
Notorious disliker of local football. It's Tony Walsh.
That is absolute a falsehood, a fallacy. Do not mistake my,
lack of attendance.
Yeah, as to what did you call it?
Disliker of local football.
I love local football. I just,
I know.
You're just apathetic about it.
I also love sitting on my couch on the weekend. I love not commuting places. That's what I love. But to say that equates a dislike of local football I want you to strike that from the record.
Oh, yeah. I totally taken a note saying to remove this from the podcast.
No, you don't have to remove it. I want her to strike it from her notes It can stay.
You want me to
proof.
like go? Let's see. Where's the strike through function on here?
For future generations to go back to this episode and hear what was strucken. I am appalled.
Let the
record show
that is false, an outrageous libel.
I'm glad Triple D is taking minutes of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Where's strike through on this thing? Is that it? No.
Back to you, you slanderous banshee.
Oh,
banshee! Wow.
slanderous. That's why I was hung up.
No. I was expecting that. That's fine. Banshee though. Oof. Man, now I know he's upset.
If York United finally moves to Varsity Stadium, see you there.
Okay, I'll see you at Woodbine. Never. So.
Woodbine's for horses.
True.
Not next year. It's not.
Is that happening
next year? Yeah.
Enjoy a hot summer day with the wafting smell of stables.
Please tell me that the football pitch is basically in the middle of the race course.
It is.
And there's going to be like the horse races going around the edges.
Absolutely.
I wish I could tell you that, Duncan. But you know what? I haven't seen any plans. So for now, you know what? That is exactly what is happening, Duncan. That is what we get to experience. It's going to be wonderful.
York United Harness Boys.
That's going to be an amazing game.
Oh my God! When the Pony Boys come to town,
Pony Boys versus Harness Boys.
Oh, it's a derby.
It's going to be lit.
A derby.
Thank you. See what you did.
Nice, very nice.
Yes. That's very good.
Yeah. The derby.
As for me, I finally made it to a league match this season. Yay, or most of one.
Like 50% of one.
It's more than half.
Yes.
Another falsehood spewed by Kristin Knowles.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
I am your host, Kristin Knowles, and let's get out of these intros and move on to our show.
Lies.
Lies, yeah. All right, what's been happening?
Don't bring the Thompson twins into this.
Why not? There's 3 of them. That just seems fair. All right. TFC versus the AU guys on Saturday night at BMO Field in lovely weather. It was beautiful. Lots of people. Nice crowded stadium. I was saying to Mark that our section was surprisingly populated. There was a lot of people.
Pretty packed.
It really was. I was like, oh, why are there so many people in our row? This never happens. What's going on? So TFC, still a big ticket. Even when snatching a point from the jaws of defeat.
I
think they'd say securing a point, as they, as is their wont lately.
Well, true, but that was a late goal. Like I was fully expecting that to be a loss.
It was very late. I remember we were there and like complaining because they just kind of in and were lazily passing it around, and we're like, oh, sure, just plenty of time.
Lots of time, yeah. Don't rush or anything. No.
Don't bother kicking it forward. That's fine. And then they scored from that very move, so they knew what they were doing. Apparently,
I know. Duncan and I were clearly criticizing where it wasn't due.
Yes, that team knows how to craft a draw.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Although honestly, like, and that was actually a well worked, series of passes, lovely cross in from JMR, but like that wasn't a good game from Toronto. It wasn't a great game from Atlanta either, but it was better from them. I think on the balance, Toronto were kind of fortunate to get that point.
I wouldn't disagree with it. I kind of felt like there were large chunks of that first half, I didn't really see anything vaguely inspiring. Goal notwithstanding, that was pretty much Atlanta's run. And I mean, opening super early was, I swore out loud really, really quickly, almost as quick as that goal was. I don't know about you guys. I mean, it started to feel a bit like the last game where they not crawled their way back, but like started to find their feet and their rhythm late, like around the 60th minute, where it just seemed like, okay, now they're in the pendulum where it's going back and forth. And the last 10 plus injury time, it looked like it was like one-way traffic for a bit for Toronto. So that first 45 minutes, once they tighten that up, I think we're going to turn some of these T's into dubs. You know what I'm saying?
I love your optimism, Mark. I love it.
Thank you. Dubs. Yeah. Dubs.
Here
When
come the
dubs
dubs.
I mean, the 55 minutes or so that I saw of the game, it was nothing special. I mean, TFC just never really looked like they could get anything going. I mean, they scored 2 very nice goals, but it's they just never really look like a team that looks kind of confident possessing the ball and passing it around and see what happens. It's just I feel disjointed is the best way to think of looking at them and how they play and everything. And every now and again there's like some moments of individual, well, that's nice, but I feel it's very, very rare that there's any kind of good sort of team
flow
moves or anything anything that looks, this is a sort of tactical of thing that putting pressure on for a long time or anything like that. It's just So
then a question. The surprise absence of Michael Bradley, who was apparently having some sort of ongoing injury issue, which they only revealed after the match.
Is it male pattern baldness?
Shh. It's not nice to talk about it like that. There we go. Thank you.
He's never noticed until now. Yeah.
No.
He's
dramatic.
It was a serious Emperor's New Clothes situation. It's true.
Maybe he thought after he was shaving it for fashion the whole time, and he tried to grow it in. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
It explains with it, Kristin. I don't know if you remember. I didn't see a damn mirror in that entire training ground.
Like anywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. Holy shit!
Like these are people who like their reflections, right? Because otherwise, the hair and the outfits and everything. But nowhere.
Have you seen Lucas McNaughton? I mean, for God's sake,
he's a supermodel.
He's a supermodel who
maybe this explains their bad form, because they just can't take a good look at themselves in the mirror.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Ooh.
No self-reflection. You're right.
Was his absence felt enough? Like is based on how he's played this season, because he hasn't played terribly this season. I don't really think. Good. Thank you. I was trying to.
I don't want to admit that, but he's.
No, I know that. Neither do I, because Michael Bradley. But so, like the new kid, Coelho, it was fine. His first start, good for you. Congratulations. Mark Anthony Kaye actually was decent again on the night. Obviously, Cervania, fantastic, but again, different roles. But would having Bradley's experience in that midfield made a difference for the flow? Because as you said, Duncan, and we mentioned it when we were watching, just that it was very disjointed.
All I would say about that is I don't really notice any difference from the other games. I don't really know, oh shit, Bradley's missing, that's what's wrong. That disjointed, they don't really look as if they're doing anything, applies to pretty much all season. So
True.
I feel like I noticed Bradley wasn't there at all.
Same result.
Yeah.
Yes, true. Anyway, keep going with whatever you're saying before I took 10 seconds to interrupt you.
No. I was directing it towards you for the most part, just because it was something we had talked about at the match. It will be interesting to see if he plays this weekend. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's about Bradley being missing at all. This is an ongoing issue, which didn't look worse on Saturday.
Maybe he was grounded.
Well, we were wondering if he had like told off the old man. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some bust up with the coach. He's fine. He's like perfectly fit and everything. Just some sort of disciplinary issues from the coach because of some kind of conflict of personalities. And that's my hope.
Didn't clean his room.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
He was forced to lie into the bed he didn't make.
So then other than two spectacular goals, and I will say the goal was probably like Richie's goal, I think was lovely goal. His highlight for the night, because I actually felt that he was sort of outside the goal was sort of subpar. I just didn't feel he was nearly as effective as he often is on that wing. But the insertion of Insigne with 15 minutes left to go, I swear it's 15. Duncan.
Yeah. Pop quiz, Pete. Pop quiz.
I'm even giving you the opening. What is wrong with me?
If somebody gets substituted into the game at 76 minutes, any minutes are left. Injury time, not including injury time. If you get subbed into the game at 76 minutes. Not a trick question.
I'm never going to live this down.
I think
all the people to be standing next to when I did this.
Is the answer?
False.
Oh, the answer is 14. Maybe.
14, Kristin. Yes, well done.
Well, I don't know. It's not really 14 full minutes, is it? Because unless it's
13
right
plus,
dot.
yes. Yeah. But yeah, that wasn't what I said.
Yeah, Kristin, like twice. Like, I initially was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it was like 24 minutes. Like, yeah.
It's one of the lowest moments of my existence as a football fan, quite frankly.
Oh, no, you've had much lower.
Oh, shut it.
Kristin Knowles, math maybe.
And I'm the one who likes math too. This is the thing. What is good about this is that my dad never listens to this show, like ever. So he will never find out about this. Nobody DM my father.
To be fair, you absolutely nailed what is 100 minus 76.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, got that. Yeah. Yeah. But different.
No. Totally different question. Yep. Oh no, my brain 100% switched off in that moment, and stuck to its guns. Right? It was like, no, this is what's going on. Yeah. Good times.
Indeed, I enjoyed that.
Yes, I know you did.
I can imagine it was great.
Anyway, regardless of my gaffe, Insigne making his return to the pitch for Toronto FC for the first time since the opening match of the season. Didn't look terrible. Like, he didn't light things up, but thought he looked decent. Certainly motivated. Seemed to, gave them another option, gave them a way to draw the defense. Looked fit, like didn't look like he wasn't out there for a huge stretch of time, but it seemed I didn't notice any sort of lack of sharpness in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Warming up looked impressive. I mean, most of them, they get down there and they're just like half-assedly going through things and everything. He was freaking like sprinting back and forth in the along the line there. He was slow.
That was focused warming up.
Yeah, it was nice.
Also, actually, Duncan, did you notice when he was like directing some of the other subs in the warm-up?
No, not really.
The physio guy or whoever does it, they had like sort of like stepped off to the side for a minute, and like I think Insigne just really wanted to keep warming up and was like, I saw him like, I don't remember who it was, like gently nudge one of the other guys and like indicate what they were about to do next and that they better hop to, kind of thing. It was hilarious.
Okay. Well, that's nice. He's out there setting the example for the
youngins.
I don't know, think Insignia's a sub. I don't know if they showed this on TV or not, but at one point, when they were all kind of like down in that corner warming up, the ball sort of went out, and I guess there was maybe a bit of doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a goal kick or is it a corner? And the linesman signaled to us like a corner for TFC, and Insigne was like appealing for this corner. And after the linesman gave it, he just kind of went up to him and said, gave him a fist bump, and the linesman just like completely bought into that and gave him a fist bump back. What the fuck? You can't do that.
That's so funny.
That's glorious.
Bros before FIFA pros.
Hells yeah.
I'm sure this is, Italian superstar, Napoli, whatever, blah, 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 Lorenzo Insigne trying to fist bump you. Sure, okay, you're going to go do that. But come on, guy, you got a job to do. You can't be doing that. But yeah, I know it sounds like I was just
pretty funny.
Amused that Insigne even sort of tried it and then just like appalled that the linesman actually just went for it. It's like, this is outrageous. If I was Atlanta, I'd be just looking into that, get that whole result overturned.
Fistgate.
Yes.
For you guys were watching at home, did you notice, was there, to your eyes, a noticeable difference when he came on? Do you think that contributed to TFC raising their game a little bit and getting that last minute goal from Slovenia?
That's a good one.
People watching at home didn't want to answer that question, so I'm going to. I think what really caught the fact that we went 2-1 down immediately before it happened. So at that point, well, shit, yeah, we got to fucking step up the attack and try harder. Delightful timing, by the way. So it was like, oh, Insigne's coming on, the crowd's getting excited.
I know. Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Oh, but well, he's here.
Did he even factor in the goal?
Well, he probably attracted a whole bunch of people by, taking his top off and getting ready to go and all that sort of thing. But technically, no.
No. Okay. Just checking. That's always my favorite part about kind of like when the air quote superstar guy is, coming back from injury, you can almost hear a certain chunk of the audience just, the sharp inhale of breath as they can't, it's our hero's back, that kind of shit. And the fact that they scored with him on the pitch and he didn't really factor into the goal that's special to me.
He wasn't even on the pitch yet.
Oh, he wasn't on it yet? Wait, for the second goal?
It was like I think he subbed on while they were, while there was the stoppage in play, while they were celebrating the goal before the game restarted. No, he wasn't even on the pitch yet.
Wait, we're not. Sorry, we're talking about the first goal. My bad.
Are we talking about Atlanta's second goal or TFC's second goal?
Atlanta's second goal.
Okay, yeah. Because sorry, I thought we were talking about TFC's goal. That's the one I was.
Oh no, I thought I was talking about Atlanta's second goal because
he wasn't really involved in it. He was definitely on the pitch though. So
that's what I. Yeah, gotcha.
It would have distracted all sorts of defenders and helped in that way, I'm sure.
Yes, when you said taking his shirt off, coming into the mat, I don't know why I thought of a tiny Hulk Hogan.
You just like ripping his like little pop-up shirt and what have you, and
coming onto music. I am a real Italian, fight for the rights of every man. Hey,
yeah.
Anyway,
Real American was a banger.
It really was. Too bad it was for that piece of shit. But
I know, but still a hot track.
I want to run through a wall, and almost everything about that song I don't like. So lyrically, anyway,
got the crowd going.
Oh yeah,
got the people hyped. It's provocative.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway. Yeah. Another draw from TFC on the basis of two very nice goals. Slovenia has been quite the pickup for them. Nice bit of business because he has.
Too bad he wasn't Sylvania. Then we could say he was a real light.
I mean, we could. But he's you know what? He's been one of their best players this season. I really have enjoyed watching him, and I think he's really starting to become more noticeable in a positive way during matches. And that to me is a really good sign moving forward. So it was great to see him score first goal.
He's the new Mikey Delgado, you know. Every team needs Delgado.
He's going to carry the water?
Yeah.
He's the engine.
That's mainly what he does.
But is he the new Mark Delgado?
Oh.
Am I supposed to?
Which one of them scores penalties?
Which one of them misses goals?
Ooh,
Marky, right?
Mikey definitely missed the one.
So yes, I know. All right. Well, let's move on from Toronto to CanPL and the opening weekend. Yay! Ooh. Season 5 is alive. More input. Thank you.
Rhyming.
I'm playing to my audience, which is people within a certain section of birth years.
Fisher Stevens fans.
That was a great movie.
I love that movie.
Ali Sheedyites. Is that the official term of Sheedyite?
What's now?
Big fans of Ali Sheedy. Would they be called Ali Sheedyites?
Oh, I was like, what? Anyway,
or stands, as the kids say.
Stands. There we go. Sheedy stands.
Sheedy stands. Ugh.
Sheedy stands. I know.
Yeah.
A pretty decent opening weekend. Looked like attendance was pretty good across the board. Goals were scored. There was probably the most interesting or exciting match was the Hamilton-Calgary match. But by all accounts, although very nice, Aparicio's goal for the Aquamen. Come on. That was pretty tasty. No, we don't. They don't use that anymore.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's chicken.
Only that you don't know what it changed to. Or shadow. Or shadow.
Oh, that should be the name of the show. And
I'm not
then
anybody sponsoring. Fuck that.
And then Winnipeg with the win on the road, the only team to win on the road, which was nice. We want good things for Winnipeg, especially because apparently their ownership has been making attendance threats in the press. So that's fun.
That's always good marketing.
Isn't that great marketing?
You gotta stay on the good side of Kristin Knowles. She kills clubs.
Oh, stop it!
Well, it's true. You have that hate on for FC Edmonton. Where are they now?
Would you stop with that?
Where are they now? Where are they now? Where are they now? Where? They're Deadmonton.
Oh,
they're Deadmonton. Oh, you guys are mean.
You're the one who got rid of them.
Yeah,
I did not.
Now you're going after fucking Winnipeg.
What do you have against mice? They're just part of the ecosystem.
Toronto bias.
Let them be, Kristin. Jesus.
Anyway,
No wonder
Duncan.
Saskatoon hasn't actually appeared yet.
True. Yes,
Martin Duncan, we're at the Hamilton match.
Yeah, we were.
Please, sirs, regale us of your day.
It was hot.
It was hot.
Back to you, Kristin.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was damn hot.
God. Yeah, it was. They need to turn down the sun in that stadium. It's so stupid. But aside from that, it was a good match. I didn't feel like. Again, forgive me for the obvious statement that you would expect to come out of my face hole, but I was surprised Hamilton didn't completely dominate the shit out of this game. They look like they were literally in preseason form. Not a bad thing. Everyone is. But Calgary kind of had at least at the onset, like it looked like this was going to be Calgary 3 points. I don't know if that's what your takeaway was, Dunk. I mean, it definitely didn't end that way, but for the first 60 minutes of the match, it felt like that, or at least the first half anyway.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, I feel like Hamilton's main tactic seemed to be pass the ball around the back and then just like draw Calgary towards them and make Calgary just like press and kind of get as many forwards and midfielders, whatever, like coming towards the ball to try and win it, and then just shoot the ball over the top for somebody to like chase it down. They seem to do that a lot. But yeah, they didn't really seem to have a whole lot going. I don't think it's just because, Kyle Becker's like on the northeast spot and what have you, and couldn't be there. But yeah, they didn't really get a whole lot going through midfield. It was all just, it's like passing it back around defense and then just draw a lot of Calgary people towards us and then just like knock it down the wing for somebody to run after. But, hey, scored a couple of goals out of it. Gave up a couple of goals. 2-2. It's about right, really. Sure.
Yeah, Kyle Becker's Naughty Spot's one of my favorite podcasts other than this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it gets dark real quick on that show.
Kyle discusses erotic mainstream films of the 1980s.
Is it like all Shannon Tweed or?
Sure. A little
Why
bit
not?
of, yeah. So, the life and times of young Mickey Rourke.
Oh, Jesus. What was the other one with Thief of Hearts?
Sure.
The burglar that reads the woman's diary. And then, anyway. Can we talk about Kintave's goal? And how did it look in the stadium? Because in the highlights, damn.
So
Probably looked the same.
Hey,
The same
hang on. Duncan, do you
Go on.
remember what that goal looked like in the stadium?
I don't remember exactly which goal it was. Which of the
second one, the second Calgary one. Do you remember what that looked like? Neither do I. We were talking. All of a sudden, it went in, and they're celebrating, and the crowd made no noise.
Oh, seriously?
Duncan and I were like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then we're both watching the screen at the end, waiting for the replay to come on, which it didn't play.
Oh, seriously?
Yes. I was on TV. You actually got
that goal is a banger. That's one of the highlight goals of probably of the year on the first day.
I did watch the highlights on the tubes of you that night because I wanted to know how good / shit that goal was, and yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I mean, not that Noah Jensen's goal about.
Oh no! Also,
an outstanding goal.
Yes,
maybe not as good as Kintave's, but still an outstanding goal.
It was a well-taken goal. It wasn't spectacular, but it was well-taken.
It was excellent, though. It was very as I believe I said this to you, Dunk. If that had been Becker, that ball would have been in the lake. Or something along those lines. 100%. He would have fucking skied the ass off of that ball because it 100%. Was it's just perfectly it's one of those things you can tell it doesn't require so much power, but just proper technique, proper contact, and you could put that everywhere. But he would have just absolutely leathered the fucking thing right out of the stadium because it came in pretty hot and fast. So. I did appreciate that they somehow said it was Pacius who scored the goal, which was particularly funny because and I can understand in the throes of shouting out names, they don't look anything like each other.
No.
Not even slightly. Not even.
No.
Not if you were watching the game with some kind of color blindness, you could not still fuck that up. So, but anyway, that was particularly hilarious. But I will say that the crowd shocked the ever living shit out of me. They announced 6,800. I had to go to the ticket booth to pick up a thing. And while I was there, the people in front of me trying to buy tickets day of match were being told that the only seats that were available were in the middle section of the stadium. I mean, they're also the most expensive seats, but okay. I mean, there were still plenty of seats around where we were, but 60, like almost 7,000.
That's awesome.
That's a fantastic opening.
That's so great. I love hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did think it was interesting just to shift stadiums that Pacific is capping their attendance a bit lower this season.
Why?
Really?
Someone was just talking about like, oh, like look like a sellout crowd and that should be this much. And then, but it didn't look quite like that. And then Paul Barron stepped in on the Twitters and said that they were, oh God, I have to find it. They were capping it except for like sort of high, like if they have a cup run, when they have a cup run, as someone else mentioned to them.
Did Victoria have they figured out they've managed to take down the hydro pole? I presume
they took it down. The hydro pole is gone.
I presume that was so that they can be putting more seats in on the other side, but I guess that's not the case if they're not even going to use all the ones they already have. And just it's if you're not going to use.
Yeah, Paul, what the hell? Anyway, but it was so good to see like good attendance, and even even if the YU guys wasn't like whatever a sellout, from the looks of it and from all reports, it was more than what they normally have. So, and like in a good way, not just oh good, there's like 5 more guys sort of thing. Okay, here we go. Pacific FC stating last night's game was a sellout at 48-25. Surprise. Oh yeah, this was from a fan. And Paul said, that's our capacity for CPL games this year. We've chosen not to sell standing room or the beer garden and keep those for seat holders no matter where they sit, so that they can like move over there if they want, kind of thing. And he said, I should clarify, this is for games in the season ticket package. If we have a deep cup run or playoffs or not friendly, we may alter the approach. So it's a conscious decision from Pacific to limit it.
Who's going to be coming in? Who's going to be fucking Victoria to play a friendly? Who's going to go all the way out to the fucking Victoria to expand
Victoria
the brand?
Is lovely. I would go to Victoria before I would go many places in BC. Victoria is great.
Yeah, what about a Japanese club?
No, that's a good point. You can go Europe, away from Europe. It doesn't have to be Europe. Yeah, bring in a Japanese team. Sure.
Although it's probably like not that much shorter a flight.
No, probably not.
It's only like 10 hours from England or something, right?
I haven't actually flown all the way to Victoria. I've done England to Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking Vancouver. Never mind. Yeah, Victoria, you got to do the extra bit. Yeah,
it's on probably an extra half of that bit, but it's a long fucking flight.
Yeah, it's like 11, something like that.
Yeah, probably about 11 to 12 hours, somewhere in that range. Probably depends if your shitty freaking Air Transat flight gets all the way from England all the way over and over, and then stops in Calgary for like a couple of fucking hours before the last little bit over there, which generally is what happened when I ever booked tickets to get from England to Vancouver, because I didn't have money to do anything else. I imagine most football teams would be able to fly directly somehow. But anywho, good times.
CPL, they're taking a train. They're taking a train.
Yeah.
The other draw on the weekend was between Otledi and the Wanderers. Looked again like a pretty decent, even match. Decent crowd at TD Place in Ottawa. Ollie Bassett with the tying goal for the Atleti. Nice goal. You know,
Is his hair the same hue this year?
oh God, it's like you can literally not miss him anywhere on the pitch. It does blend very nicely though with the kits. So it's so red.
Me and Mac were discussing Ollie Bassett's hair on Saturday at the game.
Go on.
That's definitely a fake. That's
no
about all that excessively too much.
No fucking way.
Really? You think he's using ginger just for men?
Probably. I mean,
You think he's juicing?
I feel like possibly. I feel like the to the 3% of our listenership who are redheads, I just naturally assume that's the case because that's what we are in the world or something. Y'all know when someone's faking it. I know when they're faking it because I know what the real shit looks like. That's wrong. Okay. I'm sorry, Ollie. That shit is a lie.
Let's get him on the show.
No, you know what? No, fuck him. He knows what he's doing. He's know what he's
to be here and flaunt it in your face and say it's real and it's spectacular.
Yeah, he would. You're gonna believe lies. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Listen to him.
Typically, can you prove this? And so, hey, what about down here? Exactly the same. Huh?
Yeah. Tune in next week to see some pubes.
Wow. I didn't even think about that, but Jesus Christ. He must glow in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably does.
Oh, no.
Anyway, back to you, Kristin.
Thanks. I'm not sure where to go from here. Let's go to the Battle of BC.
You all right? You all right there?
And no, I'm just trying to adjust. So Pacific hosting. What are we calling Vancouver again?
Whatever you want to call them.
Hawk Hawks.
What is the Space Cocks?
No, I went Hawk Cox.
Hawk Cox. That's pretty good too. Yeah.
Hawk Cox. Yeah, it rhymes. So there's that.
Cock Hawks. Probably Cock Hawks better because it just sounds like I'm saying Hawk twice, and it's just weird.
Cock Hawks. That's pretty good.
We need to find. No, we need to continue to workshop this.
Yeah,
you think we should have done this in the off season, you guys? This is terrible. Anyway,
I'm pretty happy with all of the ones we have. Actually, thank you.
Space penises. What?
Angry space dongs. Yeah, that's what.
Angry space dongs. So Vancouver. Anyway, this was the big match. It's their first match. Not their home opener yet, obviously, because they were in Victoria. But I only saw the highlights. I haven't watched the full match back yet. Looked like a decent back and forth match. Nice sort of introduction for them to the league. They held Pacific off until late in the match, until Aparicio scored. Lovely goal. Nice to have him back. I think sort of wait to see how they settle in, but again, acquitted themselves pretty nicely. Pacific did some nice things as well during the match, but obviously, as Mark said, everyone's still, I think you can sort of see this through most of the matches. There's still a bit of rust to be shaken off by most of the teams, but
they're called barnacles out there.
Oh, you're right. Good point. I think it was what I saw of it was a pretty entertaining match. Like if I'd been at that game, I would have been pretty happy just in terms of the back and forth nature. I don't know if anyone else watched highlights or any part of that.
Was there any away support?
There must have been. I haven't seen a mention of it, but there had to have been. It's really not that difficult to get there, and it's a lovely ferry ride.
Or you can take Harbor Air conveniently from downtown Vancouver.
Oh,
fancy.
I've not done it. Saying it's there.
It's a lovely ferry ride once, but after, well, this is boring, isn't it? But once, sure. Oh, this is new. Oh, there's another island. And another one over there. That's nice. Oh, yeah.
Look, more water.
Yeah.
Water.
There's a lot of water.
What's the chances on average of seeing a whale?
in that little Vancouver to Victoria. And
pretty slim?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Don't know. I never saw one.
Well, that's all I need to know.
I think I went twice and back twice.
Well, that's enough. That's a large enough.
Yeah. Didn't see anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello.
Or mine.
Hello.
No. Mm.
It does seem like we're recording this episode from like, you know, a war zone. Like CNN, like we're like CNN reporters, and there's like 10-second delay back to the studio.
We've had stronger connection episodes. We have, so it's fine.
It's all right.
My personal favorite was just that second where both Kristin and Duncan cut out as they were responding to that. That was my favorite.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Kristin is on the International Space Station, so
true. It's one of the perks of being in the pocket of Big Supporter. So
yeah. It was in our gift bag.
Oh,
fair.
All right. And then, of course, as I mentioned in the opening, Winnipeg with the away win to the YU guys, which exciting. Good for them. Considering...
it's against York, isn't it?
Were we saying nice-ish things about York just last week?
They're never going to get it together. They're one of those teams. Oh yeah, okay. That should look good. They got some. Yeah, it's going to come together now. It's never going to happen, is it?
they're the MK Dons of CPO.
Yeah,
it seems harsh.
Anyway, it was more highlighting Winnipeg, who suffered. You know, they were terrible on the road last year and had a great deal of trouble, like just closing out matches, and got, you know, a clean sheet on the road plus the win. I think that's a pretty nice way to start your season.
It is, yes. All right. And then they had to go back to Winnipeg.
Well, there is that.
Zing.
Yeah. Analysis.
That's what we're here for.
Well, at least, you know, with an opening weekend win, it takes Kristin Knowles' evil eye off of them.
True.
Good chance you'll see.
Well,
I'm
rooting against them on Wednesday, so it doesn't last very long. So,
no, man.
I know.
First Dedmonton, now.
Anyway,
Winnipeg.
Stop it.
Winnipeg.
Pegged it.
There's a good one. We'll come back to this. There's a good one. I know it. I believe there's a good one.
Anyway, a good opening weekend to the CAMPL season. It's nice to see. It was nice to see lots of fans in the stands, goals being scored, some exciting matches. It's all good stuff. So, huzzah.
You're not even going to reference the fans of Edmonton that you've obliterated, are you?
I'm moving on to the next section of the show is what I'm doing. So,
wow. Old.
What are we talking about? Oh, lots of things. But first, let's talk about the MLSE World Cup deal, because apparently that's what everybody wants to talk about, their sweetheart deal. Headline writers. It was very, very funny to me, at least last week, and still kind of is, how out of nowhere this article shows up and everyone is talking about how MLSE is just like making out like a bandit with their deal for the World Cup and the use of BMO Field and all of these things. And it's just like, the timing of this is hilarious to me, because none of this is new news at all. Remotely. There's lots of reasons to not like this World Cup, or any World Cup, really. Certainly, you know, they're objectively terrible in many, many ways. We just like for the soccer, but the whole, I just find it fascinating, like this attack on on MLSE. And again, we're happy to attack MLSE because they can they can be terrible. But I don't know. This whole thing is just, I find it very funny, and I wonder if it's literally been brought up because of the upcoming mayoral election in Toronto, just to give them another talking point, something to grandstand about.
Yeah, but I don't even know who does that even like benefit in the mayoral. We're not going to get into municipal politics on this show. That's next week, but I don't see who that would benefit.
What did Olivia have to say about it in her announcement?
Fuck knows. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, we were talking about this a little before the show. It's like, is somebody surprised by this?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, under what circumstances has there ever been a major sporting event where the people that manage the particular building that are going to use it for said major sporting event aren't going to be the benefactors of said major, like Super Bowl, Olympics, World Cups, anything? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have to be this scale. Somebody's a benefactor. So this doesn't surprise me. I mean, the amount of money probably would surprise me, whatever the truth is, because I don't know if they actually gave it a real dollar value other than said millions of dollars. But
they're estimating up to $10 million in revenue, which they split down the middle. Anything over that gets split in the city's favor.
Okay, that's whatever. Like, but that's part of that's how these stupid things work.
Well, like MLSE manages the building for the city. They always have. Then they've, again, as much as I don't want to like carry water for MLSE, but it's not that they haven't put money into anyway.
And as far as the main thing that I think about this is, it's like, oh, MLSE is getting money and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I guess MLSE is going to be kind of in charge of doing things, and the governments are going to make sure that MLSE doesn't lose money out of doing this. Yeah, I mean, fuck MLSE always and forever, absolutely. But okay, hands up who thinks, well, we should have just put the city or the province or the country in charge. It would work out better.
God.
Come on, this city could definitely do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. That's such a good point, Duncan. Oh, that is the best argument back to anybody.
I mean, there'd be no washrooms. There'd be no washrooms open, but, whatever.
Who needs washrooms? Undesirables might use them.
Yeah.
People might leave their houses.
Oh, no, the city would forcefully get rid of them before the match.
That's true. Oh, what?
The whole thing's clearly going to be a fiasco, and it's going to be embarrassingly bad to compare BMO Field to any other fucking stadium, except for probably the other Canadian stadium that'll be there, which is probably going to be either like Vancouver or whoever, and it's going to be a shitty grass pitch laid on top of the plastic, and but yeah, compared to any of the American or Mexican stadiums, BMO Field is going to look like shit. It just is.
Quaint.
Than that, whatever.
Quaint's a too charming a word. Let's go with ramshackle.
Quaint can often be said with a nice air of disdain. Isn't that quaint?
Homely?
Cheap. Quaint suggests as a cheap. BMO Field doesn't really have. It's cheap. I'm going to go quaint.
Yeah. Quaint has charm.
Anyway.
If you're there all the time, everything you say, you've got a certain emotional attachment to it, then sure. That can cover up for things. If you're just like popping into play sort of one game once and that's it, and you're maybe going to watch a few games on TV because it's a World Cup and you've got no other attachment to it. It's like, well, that's shit, isn't it?
How about scaffoldy?
It will be.
I am super curious to see what they're going to do, though. Yeah, is it going to be the scary scaffold stands behind the south end again?
It's going to be. What else could it be?
I don't know, but those were terrifying. I was so afraid for those people.
I like the night matches when it was like pitch black.
I know. It was so dark.
You needed like an oil lantern to get to the top row.
Oh
like
God! Like you literally couldn't see the people behind you. You had no idea. You could just hear the sway of the stands. Oh, it was so scary.
I know there's one other stadium who did that, but it's kind of I don't know. I find it hilarious. We never went up there, obviously, but
No.
It must have been weird to be like in the stadium, but not in the stadium.
Yes.
Literally on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, even with doing that, there's only so much they're going to be able to do with that because the fucking canopy limits how high you can actually go with that.
Yeah. Oh no, they're going to do a real shallow. It's going to go all the way back to Ontario Place. This is going to be a real shallow lift.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a 2% grade.
I still continually hold out this hope that the World Cup coming to Toronto, coming to BMO means that they're going to fill in the corners. Because that would be lovely.
Probably only with more food stands.
Good point.
But what about the north? Did I miss? Is anything going on in the north end?
Well, like there's some seats there now. They've put a few back.
I'm talking about World Cup seats.
There has to be, right? Like there has to be.
I can't remember seeing the schematic for the north side.
Yeah, presumably that's going to involve like taking down the big screen to be able to put enough seats there.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to be able to go around that big screen. And
why not just like people mill around on the roof of the food building with some step ladders?
Yeah.
Trampolines.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Block off
the special bouncy ticket.
Yeah. Block off the gardener and let people stand on the gardener and watch.
Yeah. You charge for that.
I mean, to be fair, the gardener, you'd probably be stopped anyway. You'd get to see a good 20 minutes of the match for free. What about hot air balloons? Whatever happened to those? Just tethered up and down, you know. You pay for a good 10 minutes of tethered World Cup action. It's very 19th century Paris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just thinking that, yeah.
Yeah. You got a giant Ferris wheel like behind like the West Stand and sell discount tickets because you only get to see, it's like 10% of the game when you're up at the top of the Ferris wheel.
The gondola rides.
But technically, hey, you can add those numbers to the attendance. Have a few people on the Ferris wheel. Only like 100 out of the 500 can see the game at any particular given time, but they've all paid to be there, so they all count towards the attendance.
Hey, Dougie wanted a giant Ferris wheel in Toronto, so yeah, two birds with one stone. The first ever World Cup stadium with a Ferris wheel on one end.
Yeah, yes.
God damn, it would look great in a video game.
Oh, wouldn't it?
Oh, good point. Good point. That's the way to do it. That's the way to get things happening. I will just look at a video game.
Errant free kicks that nail one of the gondolas, sending it crashing to the ground. Woo!
Yes.
People get nailed flying off in the air. Oh man, that's a World Cup.
Look at us! Look at us just fixing things again. We're so helpful.
That's what's up.
Problem solvers.
Indeed. We're delightful. All right. Well, it'll be, we'll see if this discourse continues, but I feel like it was just going to be like a few days of, and then it's just no one's going to talk about it for another 6 months until someone needs another controversy to bring up. So let's move on to other questionable decisions in what the fuck is Montreal thinking? And the reason I ask this is because they just traded Kamal Miller to Miami for not much. They gave Miami money, like a lot of money, plus Kamal Miller, who is a very good player. In Montreal are shit right now. I am confused. Anyone else?
Little bit. I don't know who these other the players they got from Miami are. Are they any good? I can't say I've ever heard of them, but that doesn't mean they're not good because I haven't heard of 90% of this league. But yeah, it seems weird. I mean, I don't know, maybe he asked for a transfer, or maybe, who knows? Maybe he wants out of there. He's desperate to go off and play with Messi or what have you. But to even take that much money up, as well as Kamal Miller, and then for a couple of random people, hopefully they're good, I guess. But yeah, I don't really understand it.
Maybe they traded Montreal the discovery rights to Messi.
Ooh, that's what all the money's for.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's the two players are they're attacking players, and obviously Montreal's only scored 3 goals all season, so clearly they need some help in the attack, and I guess that's what the intent is here. But it's just another piece of the transition of the dramatic transition from Montreal last season to Montreal this season. Because again, Miller was a key piece of Nancy's team last year. And now he's also gone. It's just very interesting to see how quickly, and in some ways this is an MLS thing too, right? As Toronto fans, we know this. Fortunes can change the snap of a finger in terms of what happens with your players and so on and so forth, or manager changeover. But wow, the difference. They're so lost right now. So maybe this will work for them. This was just not a move I think anybody saw coming for any reason.
It's not easy being cheesy.
This is true. I can't make heads or tails of this thing. This makes no fucking sense. To the point where I almost wanted to do a deep dive into the understanding of what the fuck exactly GAM is. And I don't care what it stands for because it's all stupid. But there's, even without the money, Bryce Duke and Ariel Lassiter are not worth a Kamal Miller. And then they threw in money. So
is he
1.3 million.
Is he Roy Lassiter's child?
Yes.
Is he really? No.
No
way.
Roy Lassiter is not Costa Rican.
This is true. Is true.
Well, I always assumed it was.
I mean,
let's look this up and
please somebody look this up.
Okay. Early life and college youth. Lassiter was born in Turrialba, Costa Rica, where his father, Roy, a professional footballer, played for AD Carmelita. The Lassiter family moved to the United States after Elder Lassiter signed with Tampa Bay Mutiny. Wow.
I didn't even think of that. Wow. Oh, damn.
Yeah, what a trajectory. He's got record-breaking genes.
Huh.
Like really good Levi's?
Jordan.
Yeah.
No one cares about Lee's anymore.
Wrangler?
Oh, Wrangler.
Possibly.
Where are the Gretzkys? Oh, no, that was
Sassoon?
GWG.
Great Western Garment Company. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So well done. Well played, Duncan. You obviously read the Wikipedia page before we did. But even then, okay, so what? So he's got a guy, they got a guy with a pedigree for Kamal Miller. These two guys the only way they're going to World Cup is they buy a ticket. Kamal Miller's been there. So make him. Anyway, I hope he was just really, really, really pissed and this was the best deal on the table. Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Anyway.
So interesting. Anyway, we'll see how that all shuffles out.
Roy
yeah.
Lassiter.
Roy Lassiter.
He was the Roy
Wow.
Scheider of U.S. men's players. Yes, he did. I don't know what she said, but whatever.
Probably true.
Anyway.
Didn't he? What were you gonna say? It cut out. Didn't he?
Oh, I was going to make some sort of random submarine joke because you said Roy Scheider, right?
I did say Roy Scheider. You went
Sequest.
submarine with Roy Scheider. You went Sequest with Roy Scheider. His tremendous career, and you went with Sequest?
Damn right.
When 2010 Jaws and Other is on the table?
And Other. Absolutely. I went straight to Sequest.
Damn. Airwolf or Blue Thunder? Can't remember.
Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder. I knew it was a helicopter.
Jan Michael Vincent was Airwolf.
Congratulations.
Why do I know that? Oh God, stupid brain. Yeah, I know. I went Sequest 100%.
Still Sequest with the telepathic dolphin?
Dolphin, Darwin, yes.
Ouch, Roy Scheider.
And like not one but two DeLuise brothers. Yeah, for sure.
Dom and Peter?
Yes. Not Dom. No, Peter and
Peter and
what's the other one?
Tom?
Louis.
Anyway, the other one.
Louis DeLuise.
I wish it was Louis DeLuise.
I can't remember the
Or
other one's
Louise
name.
DeLuise. That would have been even better.
Oh, the daughter.
Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
Sequest.
Yeah, dolphins.
My God, it's full of
show.
stars.
Oh, I remember seeing that. I saw that in the theater with my friend Julie.
Oh,
And
Julie.
we said that. Yeah. And we said that we used to just like say that to each other all the time, just as like as a phrase of something like ridiculous / wondrous. My God, it's full of stars.
Cool.
Anyway. Yep. But let's move on to our next topic, which is the CanPL's latest sportsbook partner. Tony, do you want to wade in on this?
I can't for legal reasons.
When I saw the name, I literally thought the CanPL was trolling us. I really did. But no, this is a real thing. Tony Bet.
Hey,
I always thought it was Bet Tony, but it's Tony Bet. Huh?
It's Tony Bet. Yep.
you bet.
I think you were supposed to say, I bet.
It's me. It's me, Tony. The latest odds.
Oh, that has to be a new weekly feature.
Yeah, I'll be giving odds. For all kinds of things. No, never scores.
Yeah,
There's
never.
Be odds on things.
Uh-uh.
And
No,
now
that would be too easy.
And now
Odds
with over under, here's Tony.
I'll give you 8-1 on Roy Lassiter showing up in Montreal this summer. Oh,
I prefer to think that, Bet Tony or Tony Bet, whichever, as Tony is what you're betting. Depends on giving advice, but Tony's what you're betting. You say, I'm Tony. And if we predict right, we get James Grossi back.
Oh my God.
Oh, is that how that works?
that's hurtful.
Tony bet James win? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
That's very hurtful.
I got 16 Tonys on Brentford winning the league. Come on.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know what to do with that many Tonys.
So many fucking Tonys. Jesus.
Too many Tonys.
I'd have to get a car. I'd have to get a big truck, possibly a rigatoni. I was a stretch.
Mark,
I'm sorry.
you are in rare form today.
I'm kicking
I have to
ass
say,
tonight, everyone. God
like
damn it.
seriously.
By the way, all 16 Tonys can't make the show next week.
Tony.
We only need one. Just need one.
Anyway, so they are the new Tony Bet becomes the presenting partner of the Match of the Week broadcast. Blah, 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 blah. They're very excited to add Tony Bet to their growing roster. It's a roster, people, of CanPL sponsors. Anyway, Everyone knows how much I hate betting sponsors being involved in any way, shape, or form. And the fact that they continue to embrace this drives me fucking crazy. I hate it so much. Although I'm curious to know if they can make even worse commercials around TonyBet than the ones they had for Come On, because those were so bad. Like laughably bad, embarrassingly bad. They should I don't even know who agreed to air the Come On commercials because they were awful. So
I can read you my scripts that I was sent if you like.
Oh, please do.
So is there? Let me guess. Can I guess, Tony? There's a woman with a dog, and the dog's got the shoe, and she's going TonyBet, and then the host comes in, takes the shoe from the dog, and like in the other one, it's the same commercial, but they just swap. They swap the name of the betting house. No,
pretty much. Okay. I wonder if there is, like, who is the Tony behind TonyBet? That's what I want to know.
Tony Pepperoni, obviously.
Oh my God! It's
that mogul. That mogul.
Yeah. And then, so what was also funny was that this got announced the same day that the EPL announced that they were in 3 years and from the fronts of shirts, no longer allowing betting sponsors on the front of their football kits. The sleeves are okay. The advertising boards are fine. But on the front of the kits, no more betting sponsors in 3 years. 3 years, 2 years. 3 years? 2 years.
Doesn't matter. Wow, the history of TonyBet is fascinating.
Is it? Go on.
Established in 2011, TonyBet now operates by the UK and Estonian gaming licenses.
Oh, wow. I feel secure now.
Allowing the company to provide its services to the UK and Estonian market. On September 8, 2016, TonyBet business in Lithuania was acquired by Swedish company Betsson, who agreed to pay, I think that says 6 million euros for the company. Okay. There you go.
To be fair, if you're going to base your gambling house out of a European nation for electronic privacy and security, Estonia, no joke, is legit. It's one of the best.
Is it?
Their entire fucking thing is almost like electronic, such that there are people who have no idea what a check looks like over there because everything is electronic.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway,
they sponsor some of the leading basketball clubs in Lithuania and Estonia, and an Estonian football club.
Fantastic.
Yay. Mm-hmm. Anyway, more fucking bookies involved in football. Fucking sucks.
I still don't know why they went with Tony, but
yeah, it's capitalism, isn't it? Yeah, but you can just look at the history of shirt sponsors within the CPL to realize that companies aren't like just competing to throw money at the CPL, so they got to take money where they can get it.
Hey, Mark, you'll like this. They take a lot of bets on the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh,
hilarious!
And presidential elections, apparently. And even this is quoted. I quote, "And even the end of the world."
Oh, I would absolutely be taking bets on those. You win every time. And if it's the end of the, like, also who's paying that out?
Who's cashing out?
Like that's the sweet scam. Okay, screw it. We're starting our own betting house where the only bet you can place is when the end of the world happens.
Yeah.
It's pure profit, guys. It's pure profit. Because if they're wrong, we keep it. And if they're right, we're dead. It doesn't matter.
Every single date you can pick up 10 million to 1 odds.
Guys, I have the name of it though. It's Bet End Times.
Interesting.
Which is bet. B-E-T. Bet End Times.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Oh.
Come on.
See what you're doing. No, it's good. It's good.
I deserve a little love for that. That's good.
We just got rid of come on.
I like Hinkley Power.
You really love HP as a sponsor, don't you?
Yes, the sauce more than the electronics.
Yeah, that dunk is good.
Bet dunk? Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah,
that sounds credible immediately.
Very quickly, little thing with the men's national team and the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup draw was held on Friday afternoon for the various groups.
Ooh.
And Canada is in Group D.
Oh,
do you want to hear about the other groups, or should I just jump straight to Canada's group?
I'm going to go with the other groups are A, B, and C.
But did you want to know who was in those groups?
I didn't think that's what the ask was, Kristin, to be perfectly honest.
This is why Mark's on the show.
Labels.
Insight.
You know, I complimented you a few minutes ago, Saucy Pants. So
yeah, well, you know what? I have to retain balance, okay? Let's
why? The other two do a good enough job of that. You don't need to help.
Oh, that's their deficits. I'm just all about getting this. Anyway, go on.
Was it
just, I know you're all about the zingers this week. I get it. All right, Group D, Canada, Guatemala. No, Cuba. And the winner of one of the preliminary thingies. We don't know who it is. Whoever wins prelims match 7. So it is one of TNT, Guadeloupe, Guyana, or Grenada.
I don't think I've ever seen them play against Grenada. Let's play against Grenada. That'd be nice.
There we go. That seems reasonable. Now,
Grenada, they fucking love their nutmegs.
Oh yeah, put it on a flag.
Yeah.
With this as their group, the expectations.
Nutmeg from the corner. Nutmeg. Jesus. Yeah.
Christmas drinks. Nutmeg.
Yeah.
So the expectations to get out of this group for Canada are pretty fucking high.
I would hope
As
so.
in,
You'd hope so. Yes.
if they don't win, something is very, very wrong.
I mean, this is. Wait,
You could not have asked for a better group, basically.
Yeah, so far, you're right.
No, it doesn't matter which one of those 4 make it in. Come on now.
I don't know.
Guadeloupe
Are you
can
not
go
worried about
heavy on
Trinidad
the.
and Tobago?
Of course.
Yeah, well, it's about time they bounce back, and Guadeloupe can pull all those Dutch nationals in.
Oh, that was Suriname. Guadeloupe's Dutch as well.
Isn't it?
Guadeloupe was French.
I don't
Oh, that's what I meant.
They're Dutch.
Yeah. You're right. Sorry.
Saint Martin is also Dutch, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where was Milli Vanilli from?
Netherlands. Baby, don't forget my number.
I didn't ask them their number. I was asking what country they were from.
Well, they didn't do a song about don't forget my country.
They could have been. You don't know what they were saying.
They were Dutch.
Looking it up.
You can do that.
True. Ooh, I love you. I didn't get enough shushes in there for that joke to really work. Can't win them all.
Tony, have you found out yet?
Well, funny enough, Fabrice was born in Paris.
Oh.
Let's see where Rob was born. West Germany. The fuck?
Oh.
They were Dutch? Well, fuck. All right, I know nothing about that. Shit.
Anyway, not from Guadeloupe. So.
Fun. Okay.
All right. Anyway, we still don't know anything about what is being played at BMO Field. Hopefully we find out about that soon. But Canada has the easiest group out of the 4 groups, like completely. So they're getting out of the group stage, and then we will see what happens. But it sounds like their path through the rest of the tournament is not particularly easy. But, we'll get out of the group stage. That'll be exciting and fun for everybody. So, yay.
So who are we going to be playing in the second round then? You say, next path is not that easy. Well, what's the next?
Oh, God. Someone had put out a whole thing, and then I lost the tab. Let's see. Is it here? No, that didn't help me any.
unless we're playing against Mexico or States, it's going to be one of those shitty fucking teams that John Herdman thinks Canada is so far fucking above now that isn't worth playing. It's like Costa Rica or Honduras, one of those shitty fucking teams that Canada's so much better than, presumably.
Okay. I can't find where someone had sort of worked out the path, assuming Canada won the group. I apologize.
But Guadeloupe is French. That's the most important thing.
That works for me.
Yeah. The current president of the Department Council is Guy Lusbar.
Oh, well then. The last thing on our show, which is not any shorter than anything else we've talked about, which is what's coming up. And what is coming up, what's the most important thing this week is the Voyageurs Cup. The opening round kicks off tomorrow, day after recording. There are matches Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow, both matches are at the same time. So we've got Hamilton versus Laval, Montreal versus Vaughan, both at 7 p.m. And then Wednesday, Halifax versus Ottawa at 5. You Guys versus Space Penises at 8. And the TSS Rovers, the underdogs, although, versus Winnipeg at 10:30.
Canada is more than likely going to be playing against either Jamaica or Nicaragua in the quarterfinals. Doesn't seem too bad. If we finish second, we're more than likely going to be playing against the States.
The lag is incredible.
Whose flag's incredible?
I said the lag is incredible.
Oh, well, that was more about me taking a lot of time to look things up, to be fair.
Gotcha.
Well, thank you for looking things up, though. That's good. Thank you, Duncan.
Thank you.
Anyway, we will play, if we finish first, we'll play the second in Group A, which is probably the US, Jamaica, or Nicaragua. So, either the States or one of those shitty teams that John Herdman thinks we're above.
And Canada will play down to them. It'll be amazing. All right. Good times.
Nutmegged.
And then Thursday, the Aquamen host the Pony Boys, and that match is at 10 p.m. So there are some excellent matches in this first round. Everything is available on that One Soccer thing or Fubo. If you have Fubo, just watch it on Fubo.
Get your
you may not be able to find it easily. You just look for some random thing that says it's starting at this time. It won't have a description. Just click on that, and it's probably the game you're looking for.
Right.
Ask your doctor
that
if
has
it
happened
was
to
right
me
for you.
multiple times.
True.
But other than some exciting matches, the one thing I did want to, and we'll do a prediction thing, but the thing that's interesting, and I sort of like vaguely knew this, I guess, but not really, is how hosting the cup matches works, and that the home team, regardless of who they are, pays for the costs, including the flights and accommodations for the visiting team.
Jesus.
Woof.
So the TSS Rovers, who are tiny, tiny team, awesome team, fan-owned team, is going to cost them about $35,000 to host this match against Winnipeg. And they've been talking to the CSA, trying to like have some restrictions on sponsors and stuff eased. Anyway, so they have, and we've been, the Voyageurs have been helping lots of people and trying to help to like get a word out in terms of buying tickets, even from afar. And then if you can't make it, like donating the tickets, because they're also trying to get youth teams and stuff to be able to come out. They have like a whole program, donate your tickets for the kids from the local clubs, which is great. There's this whole thing that they're doing. But yeah, I didn't realize that it was that much of an imbalance. Like, I get that the cost of hosting the match would probably fall on the home. I know they had to pay for flights and accommodations, because that's a lot, especially in Canada. Like, flights in Canada, they're not cheap, right?
No, they're not.
So, like, does this happen? Like, does this happen in England for the FA Cup? Like, is that similar? Do you guys know how that sort of shuffles out?
Well, I don't think flights are
as much of an issue, obviously. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I mean, this definitely makes sense when, at least like as far as like Open Cup and CanPL, where you can effectively buy the rights to host the game outright. Like quite often, I know in the US Open Cup, small clubs, like the amateur ones that just happen to be, you know, champions or however they qualify, will sell their games on to the pro team that's hosting it because they can afford to recoup that cost. But in this, we don't have necessarily it's not even the infrastructure, but just the general support where like the cup is making so much money that it can offset, like from sponsorship, it can offset some of those costs. Or, you know, our wonderful leaders at the Canadian Soccer Association would do what they can to kind of prop something up. But as far as
like, is there like not a fund for lower league clubs? Like Tony, what was the club that Spurs played a few years ago in the FA Cup?
Marine.
Right. And the reason I bring that up, other than the fact that it was such an imbalance between, you know, divisions, but I remember that they had a big ticket push.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was a cash cow for them. Like those little clubs, if they host, can make a ton of dough.
Mm-hmm. And the TV money too.
Yeah, the TV they get to share the TV money. Yeah.
For in England, I think it's more about like, it's not about we got to pay. It's like we actually going to make money from this because one of the
we're
options,
not there yet.
There are definitely like small teams where this random 4th division team has got drawn at home against Liverpool or whoever, and they'll say, all right, well, can we just play this game at Liverpool because they're going to get a bigger crowd and they will sort of get money from the attendance, because I feel like they kind of like split the attendance fees like 50-50 or something in the FA Cup, or I don't know exactly how it works, but over there it's more about this is a cash cow, as Tony said there, and you're sort of making money off of whether you're hosting or giving up your rights to host to get the money from like a big team home crowd instead. It's definitely a different dynamic than what this is, because I can't imagine that TSS Rovers are going to be making more than $35,000 from this. Also, too, like with domestic cups around the world in general, away days are a lot more plausible. So like there's nobody, if there's people from Winnipeg going to that game, I don't know if the 8 of them are going to bring in $2,000 worth of revenue. Right. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you know, you can like Marine selling the game to Spurs. I don't imagine that's what they did, but if they were going to do that, like they'll make money off of Liverpool tickets Spurs tickets hosting the game, as well as from whatever they sell themselves, which would be peanuts, like by comparison of quantity. But there's also like there's so many other means of revenue, and also too, depending on where the game is, they don't have to pay for. You're not paying for flights. You're probably just paying for hotels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And depending where the game is, they may not even need to. It's like, no, we're just going to go home. You know, after the game, fuck it. We'll hop on a bus. It's only 2 hours away.
Yeah. Usually, yes.
So like there's. Yeah,
especially Duncan. Duncan's not staying in London overnight. Fuck no.
That kind of dough.
Let's get back fucking above Birmingham as quickly as fucking possible.
But I feel like that this is this particular situation. I mean, it was bound to come up eventually. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this one in particular is going to be a sort of a cautionary tale, but who the organizers are going to have to realize we need to set a fund aside for some sort of, even if it's like any subsidy would be better than nothing.
It's just the imbalance is so massive, right? So
even if let's be honest, if they're a fan-owned club having to pay $35,000 versus say having to pay $30,000 could mean the difference between, survival and bust like that $5,000. It seems insane, but not everybody's got a millionaire/billionaire benefactor who's already understood that this is just part of the investment in the thing that they're trying to make money off of. TSS Rovers are an outlier in the sense that they are uniquely a Canadian owned club by its supporters. So yeah, it's tough. And I hope that something can come out of it, but I don't know what that would be.
Well, yeah, hopefully the match is, hugely attended. And I'm glad that outside of tomorrow night's matches, that the rest of the matches all have their own time slot. So there isn't this other match is on where I know the team's better or whatever. I'm more interested. Like this one at least can have its own slot. It has its own feature moment. And that, yeah, maybe the attention that's been brought, through various fans and owners, the club itself, the Voyageurs highlighted it a bunch of times, trying to get the word and the awareness out. And yeah, who knows what will happen next. But yeah, it wasn't something that I was fully aware of in terms of how this all shuffled out. And dang. So, all right. Well, some predictions then, gentlemen. So let's match by match, shall we? So tomorrow night, Hamilton hosting Laval, and you don't have to give me scores. You can just give me winners. But if you want to give scores, go for it.
Let's see. I'm going to go with I'm going to go 3-0. No, I'm going to go 3-0.
Oh, okay. You were going for a score as well. I was like, if you don't say Hamilton.
No, 3-0 to Hamilton. Sorry, the pause was the last go around we played the PLSQ. We played the Quebec champions, and they came to play and they locked shit down, and they only lost 2-0. And I kind of feel like
that's right. That first half was like all generous. Them.
Yeah, that was a really generous scoreline to Ford.
Yes. Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
I'm genuinely excited to see how the current champions of the Quebec League show up, and I say 3 because Hamilton has absurd amount of firepower. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's one of those, even 3 seems low, but anyway. 3-0 Hamilton.
Reasonable.
With 0-0, Hamilton loses on penalties.
Oh, you're a monster.
Duncan loves chaos.
Unless it goes to goalie penalties, then I'm okay with it. I've already seen goalie penalties, but I would love to see goalie penalties again.
Tony Bet lock.
Ooh.
Hamilton 4-0.
I'm going 3-1 Hamilton. I think Laval gets a cheeky, they're in with a chance goal, and then no. Montreal hosting Vaughan, also at 7 p.m.
Vaughan 1-0.
Yeah, right. Just like, is anyone not rooting for Vaughan in this? Because Montreal's been so bad.
Montreal's already shut the bed. They're not going to do anything in the league. This is all they've got.
Yeah, fair.
There's going to be
it's like the Aaron Vinter years with TFC. CCL is all we have.
Yeah. So yeah, they're going to go all out for this and put their first team out and grind their way to a 1-0 victory over Vaughan.
Oh, that's reasonable. You know what? I'm going with Duncan. That makes sense to me.
Fair.
Tony Bet says 2-0 Montreal.
All right, on to Wednesday. First up at 5 p.m. Halifax versus Ottawa.
1-1. We've already seen this.
I know. On penalties?
Oh, shit. Yeah, they'll get a penalties, won't it? Halifax wins on penalties. Sure.
Lovely.
Tony Bet shock of the week. Ottawa 2-1.
I'll say Ottawa 2-0.
Who's technically the home team in this game?
Halifax.
Okay. Sure, yeah. Halifax wins then, yeah.
Yeah. 2-1 Halifax. Added extra time. Because they're doing that this year. Yes. All right. Next up, why you guys versus the Space Penises at 8:00.
Pony bet, shock of the week. Space Dogs, 1-0.
Yeah, I'm also going Space Cocks, 2-0.
Woof. Marcus?
York 1-0.
I'm going York 2-0.
Mm.
I know. And then the exciting match, TSS Rovers versus Winnipeg, 10:30 p.m.
2-0 winning.
Yeah.
Did you say 2-0 Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Monster.
I concur.
To be fair, do you think TSS Rovers want to win this round?
Yes.
Because what's
Yes,
it going to cost for the next one?
Oh, would they host the next one?
I don't know, but either way, I would love nothing more than to see TSS Rovers win 5-0, but I feel like Winnipeg will win like 3-1.
2-2 Rovers win. Rovers lose on penalties.
Fair.
Why would you do that to them?
Maximize the heartbreak. I don't know, because I feel like they're going to be in it the whole game.
But if they're going to lose anyway, why inflict that on them?
I don't give you grief over your choices.
Because they're correct.
Fuck off. Aquaman versus Calgary, Thursday, 10 p.m.
Pony Boys, 2-0.
Ooh.
I'll go with Victoria. Yeah, Victoria to win. We'll say 2-1.
2-1 regular time, Victoria. Yep.
Ponies. 1-0. A real bore fest. Just to stick it to you, Kristin.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Love you too. All right. Well, we will obviously recap all of this next week, but yay, Voyageurs Cup is starting. Huzzah. TFC versus Philly on Saturday in Philly. Strangely enough, even though Philadelphia has been a much better team than Toronto in recent years, I think Toronto, this is one of the teams that Toronto actually has a better record against over time, as opposed to pretty much every other MLS side. So, historically and all, lovely, but in reality right now, probably less so. Player to watch.
I mean, Daniel Gazdag is just fun to say. It's probably that's his name. It's probably got some. Nope. It doesn't have a pronunciation guide, so he's just Gazdag. So Daniel Gazdag. Sounds almost insulting just to say it like that. You fucking Gazdag. Piss off.
Yeah.
Dick Odata.
Was Andre Blake still injured?
That's what I was going to ask. Is Andre, because I see Joe Bendix actually getting games here.
Oh my God. Could we be facing 2 weeks in a row?
That would be spectacular.
That would kind of be amazing.
Who do we have after that? Seattle? Tell me it's Seattle. We're doing the tour of former TFC keepers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't remember actually if Blake is still injured. Hold on. My freaking computer sucks. Okay. This is amazing podcasting. All this silence
Yeah,
is so good.
No,
Good
you're
stuff.
crushing it. Just crushing it.
Andre Blake.
The tension.
Yeah.
Does my MLS injury thing still work? MLS injury report. Oh, all right. Link still there? Nope, does not work. All right. Thanks, MLS. Player availability report. Well, I guess we had to be sensitive to people who are actually injured. So Philadelphia is currently showing only name on here is Kai Wagner.
Okay.
And this was published on Friday. So
Okay.
it may not have been updated, but
No, because he was hurt like in March. But yeah, he missed. Well, obviously he missed a couple games because Joe Bennett played, but I couldn't remember if it was like how serious it was. Oh well, that would have been funny. All right, back to names then. Who's this? How do you say this guy's last name? No pronunciation guide. Oh no, wait. Uwa. That's how you say his last name is Uwa.
got you all in check.
Mikel Uwa. I
Ooh-ah!
thought it was like yeah, I know. I thought it was like
Yeah.
hooray or something.
Yeah.
Like hooray. No, it's Uwa. Yeah, he's totally that's mine for sure, 100%. He's Danish.
When you
Jesus,
step
boy.
in the place, do you mean step correct? Ooh, got you all in check.
Good.
Duncan, that's very Easter of you.
Yes, I thought so. I'm nothing if not Jesus positive.
Yes.
Huh. Toronto is actually ahead of Philadelphia in the standings right now.
Yeah, Philadelphia's got CONCACAF on their mind.
Right. Good point.
They're doing things. They're doing that. Hey, look at us. We're competing in CONCACAF. And oh, that means we're shitting the bed in the league.
That means we're tanking the league. Yeah.
Everybody does. If this can take Seattle down, it can take Philadelphia down.
Good point. Fair.
Whatever happened to Jack McInerney?
A TV
They
show.
opened
changed.
I was gonna say they opened a coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
Did he really?
They've got to be coming to a CPL sometime soon, no? They've got to be getting down to kind of level shortly, you'd think. Probably going to show up in Hamilton. Hamilton's the sort of team that would sign Jack McInerney.
Oh God, please let this guy be a defender. Flack doesn't take any flack.
Affleck.
Oh, he's a midfielder. I'm disappointed.
As long as he doesn't get in the way of Dicko Data.
Leon Flack. He sounds like an attorney. Leon Flack. I don't take any flack. You know, like I like.
Mesothelioma.
Right. Do you think Insigne will play the whole game? Will he start on Saturday?
No.
If this game was at home, yes, but I think it's going to be a how's the game going? Like if it's scoreless at halftime, he'll probably come on. But if they're up 2-0, take it easy. Have a kick at.
Oh, I think he'll play at some point regardless. He's got to get minutes in match fitness.
True, but he won't. I'm just saying he won't start.
Okay.
That was technically the question, so well done, Mark. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Attention being paid. Tony Bet.
Yeah, I'd agree. Doesn't start, comes on at some point in the second half, gets some minutes, and that is ready to start the next home game, whenever that might be.
Jack McInerney's last official professional contract was with the Oakland Roots.
Oh, wow.
2019, 2020.
Oh,
Isn't that
dear.
where Nana Atakora was playing for a while?
I think so, yeah.
That's about right.
All right. Well, then predictions for this match.
A draw.
1-1.
I'll go 2-2 just to do something different.
On the road, though. No, 2-2.
Yes.
No, 2-2. I like 2-2.
Tradition. Draw. I don't even care what the score is. It's a draw.
Oh yeah, no, it has to be a draw. I'll actually be disappointed, I think, if it's not.
I'll do, you know what? I'll do 1-1.
Okay. So there's balance in the force. Lovely. All right. We're almost out for this week's show, but one last thing before we go, and that is a farewell to, I don't know if we can call him one of our favorite players, but certainly bit of a notorious, infamous, anyway, former Toronto FC, former Montreal Impact, former Pacific FC, and then about a gazillion clubs overseas. Issy Nakajima Farron has retired from professional football.
Congratulations. Well done, sir.
Now you can paint full time. Do want to give him a serious shout out for the work he did in getting the PFA formed while he was with Pacific, and seeing the issues that the players and that the league was not, looking after the players in the way that they should, and his work on that and getting it brought together and fighting for it. So sincere as a fan of soccer and a fan of unions. Thank you for that. But also, he had a couple of nice matches for Toronto. He was never going to be amazing. But he also had some nice matches for Canada. But then there was also the paintings. Gentlemen.
Yeah, the noteworthy than his career. I mean, hey, he managed to scrabble together a career playing in God knows where, here and there, what have you, for a good chunk of time. So yeah, good for him. But yeah, his paintings are more noteworthy for sure.
I like his tiger period.
Oh, that tiger painting. What was it called?
The tiger
like a dramatic. I feel like it had like a dramatic name.
Steve.
Let's see. Yeah, Steve. Yes.
It's a very dramatic.
Wow.
Low tiger painting. I think that's what it was.
That's what I'm doing.
Low tiger painting.
His clubography is incredible.
It's spectacular.
Oh yeah. Read it. It's
absolutely spectacular.
Let's hear it.
All right. Started with Albirex Nagata, and then
is it the Albirex Nagata in Singapore?
Well, no, that would be okay. So Albirex Nagata proper was first, but
Japan?
He didn't actually have it. But he didn't have any appearances, and then went to Albirex Nagata Singapore.
I love that. That's the thing.
Yeah, and then to I don't know how to pronounce it. Vale. In Vale Bold Club in Denmark. And then Nordjyllands. How do you say that, Mark? Nordjylland?
I know which one you're talking about. There's too many L's. Yeah.
They got a cool badge. Also,
do have a cool badge. Yeah.
Also in Denmark. So, yeah, 2 clubs in Denmark. Then to Horsens.
The horse. Oh.
Yeah. Not Horse House. Horse Ends.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Then the big glamour move to Brisbane Roar. Yeah. And then to AEK Larnaca.
Ooh.
But he's got property.
Yeah, while at AEK Larnaca, he was loaned to Alki Larnaca.
Alki?
Yeah. From after his loan spell at Alki Larnaca, 5 matches with a little club named Toronto FC.
Oh, charming.
Quaint.
He then inhumanely was sent to Montreal Impact.
On his birthday.
On his birthday.
After he scored, was it in the Voyageurs Cup? Did he not win? Or it was something ridiculous like that. Like he had just done some
in the penalty shoot. And then he tweeted about how he should have missed it.
That's right.
Right. Yes. That's right. That's what it was.
But yeah, he was trophy winner and just cast aside.
Well,
on his birthday.
After that inhumane treatment, he went. It seems like they're a very minor division Spanish team named Subarense. but only 2 appearances. Then he went for 2 years to Terengganu 2Gs, which is in the Malaysian League.
That's right. Yeah, I remember when he was playing there.
And then to Pahang, which is also in the Malaysian League. Then Pacific FC. And then 2021.
And then to Spain again, right?
Yeah, UE Tarega. Yeah, there you go. And that was
there
it.
You go.
That's
Such a character.
Rowan Rickett got out.
Yeah. Before appearing for Canada, he actually was made 1 appearance for the Singapore under-21s.
Really? I did not know that.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Intriguing. Well, okay. Well, on that note, that's our show for this week. Please join us next week when we recap the opening round of the Voyageurs Cup. Yay! Look back at TFC's latest draw and see what else exciting things are happening in the world of soccer that amuses us. I have been joined by the entire Vocal Minority Podcast panel, to be found out there on the Twitters at Duncan D. No, not really. At Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
There's literally 2 D's right there, Kristin.
I know, but if I say double D, people will look for it spelled that way.
True. I'm just looking at the window in front of me, and there's a big spider on the window, but I can't quite work out, is it on the inside or the outside?
Do you need to go?
No. Okay, either way. It's but yeah, it's I feel like I should be able to tell that, but I can't. Anywho, goodbye.
Hope to see you next week.
Holding it down in the VMP social media room at Vocal Minority CA, Mr. Tony Walsh.
I interesting, slightly disturbing news for fans of football puppetry.
Go on.
Famously, the show Jack McInerney of the 3, footballing puppets. Little did we know, or maybe we did, but his full name, John Seamus Jack McInerney.
Pardon me.
There's 5 of them?
Yes, there should have been 5 puppets.
What?
Okay, so full disclosure.
You want to play like a 3-5, like it was right.
Full disclosure.
Go on, Mark.
Season 2 had an arc to introduce them.
Oh, did we?
We didn't. We didn't get the pilot picked up.
So John and Seamus.
We never found out their voices.
R.I.P. Pour one out for John and Seamus.
Probably would have jumped the shark anyway.
Oh yeah. This is going to be.
Seamus was some like salty sea dog, and John.
John was the rule follower. Now you guys.
This is going to be Brady Bunch and Oliver all over again. So,
so Oliver. John's so Oliver. Come on now.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. On the tweet machine at Kittner Mark with a K, not a Q, Mr. Mark Hinckley.
Thank you to everybody who continues to support our podcast via Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. All these episodes are still on YouTube. Feel free to go look us up at Vocal Minority CA on YouTube. I don't fully understand how the app works either, but it works. Accept it. We have shirts. Tony did them. They're on our Zazzle shop. You can find the link on our website. And who's up for some V Cup, guys?
Yeah.
You bet.
I'm excited.
As for me, you could find me on the internet. Yes, the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I have been your host, Kristin Knowles. And until next week, Canada, get used to it. All right. Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast. The podcast that had attendance.
Hold up. Did you almost call it the Vile Minority Podcast?
I don't know what I was about to call it. I stumbled over my word.
I thought it was going to be the Voyageurs Podcast. I fucking knew it.
No, there's almost no national team talk in this show this week.
You're in the pocket of big supporter.
It's true.
You're hosting like a Voyageurs podcast like daily, aren't you? And that's why just a habit you started going on with that. As if you're cheating on us with the Voyageurs podcast, aren't you?
Guys, I've been wanting to have this conversation. No.
I've been mostly curious to find out who did you sucker to edit that one?
Rob.
He would. Because
Of course.
he's a legend. That's why. That's why that's funny, Rob. That's why that's funny. It's because you're awesome.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast.